Reflecting on self-differentiate celiac disease and my wheat allergy. Today is Monday, 29 June 2026 AD, and here I, Tanis, hers of Seattle, reflect on being medically tested for a few allergies and finding out I'm allergic to wheat and my slow self-differentiation of my allergy from celiac disease. So this was medical testing through University of Washington Medicine in approximately 2011, and I was found to have a mild wheat allergy. And I had heard about celiac disease, which is allergy to gluten. And so there's a lot of back at that point in time, there would be wheat-free, gluten-free, that kind of thing, or gluten intolerant and kind of stuff. And it took me a little bit to kind of figure out ordering. So I was like, mine's wheat, and then how does that relate to gluten? And there's a term for that, which is celiac disease. So and so it's like it was a process, including what I ate and what I ordered. And so I would eat gluten-free stuff sometimes, but I was like, but it's really just the wheat. And I liked food with gluten. And I was like, but do I like food with gluten and not wheat? And so, because it works so let's say there's a parent category, or there's a top category, and then within that there's different categories, and the different categories compose to make the whole. So if there's gluten, you could say there's two subcategories. There's wheat and not wheat gluten. And so I'm allergic to wheat. So if something says it's gluten-free, I can eat it. If somebody is allergic to gluten and it says wheat-free, it might still have gluten in it. And so it was kind of, okay, so then it wasn't necessarily, it was kind of a little bit of a me, my allergy, and then people who are similar, it was like a triangulation, kind of settling down in terms of understanding of so there's me, and I have this allergy, which is about wheat. And then there are people who are allergic to gluten, which includes more than just wheat. And then if we were to break it down to types of people, so then there's the wheat, and then the parent category of gluten, and then there's people who don't have any of it. And so I was like, okay, the triangulation of not impacted by this in terms of their own dietary allergies, the gluten and wheat stuff, and then there's the gluten, and then there's the wheat at a very basic understanding. And so I do occasionally still eat gluten-free stuff. I like gluten-free items. It's an area where I'd say there's tended to be good offerings throughout my time eating gluten-free. And which did start before I was tested. I think my biggest one is because it is a mild allergy, it can feel more severe or less severe depending on if I have wheat in my diet normally. So I do eat a little bit of wheat each day, so that if I have something like pizza or spaghetti, it doesn't, the crust and the noodles don't bother me, or hamburgers in the bun. If I eat the bread item and it's not gluten-free, it doesn't really impact me with my current diet. In the past, if I ate gluten-free, the problem would be then if I had something that did have wheat in it, then I would feel flushed in the face, and I might my stomach, it's not unsettled, it just has I feel kind of tired, and it's abnormal effort for digestion, and I might feel warm in the face. Is kind of the standard reaction for me for my wheat allergy to wheat. So there was a little bit, and it's a one of those things that's stripped down and simple. However, the correct of just being able to remember it and kind of remember it on call took practice, repeating, reiteration, and a little bit of recitation. So there we go. As reflecting on self-differentiating celiac disease and my wheat allergy, putting it into practice.